Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our interview series. My name is Stephanie Desaulniers. I'm the Deputy Director here at the Covation Center, and I am so excited today to introduce Scott Ringkamp of Scott Ringkamp LLC. He assists businesses with technical needs and cybersecurity. We're so excited to learn more from him as we, learn from him throughout co-working and our UnConference. So, Scott, welcome.
I
Hey, so Scott, share just a little bit about your business. So, what is it as of today that you do?
Okay, so I do three main things, and I've been able to narrow it down. And the first is technical consulting for businesses, and that involves their overall technology strategy, and it usually falls into what is your business systems? What are you using in the back to power your business? How are you communicating with your customers? How are you tracking your finances and files? And how are you keeping all of that safe? So that's the first area. The second area is cybersecurity for small businesses. I like to focus on smaller businesses and really look at how they are keeping their information safe, and then are they able to get back off the ground if they suffer a hacking incident or a disaster of any kind. It could even be a fire. Like, how do you get back off the ground in that case? And then the third thing I do is just general technology consulting. If you need assistance or support with any of your technical systems, I can be there to help.
Great. Now, what brought you to doing this as your own business? What led you here?
It's a funny story. It's been a short time, but about a little over a year ago now. It's almost been a milestone. I was reached out by somebody to do some work for them, and I had we call it a midlife crisis where I realized, maybe other people would be willing to pay me to help them out with their technology systems. And so over the course of the spring or the fall last year, I put a lot of thought into it, and I was like, well, let's set something up on the side. And then last spring, I hopped in 2 feet with 2 feet as like a cold splash of water into it, and I've been doing that ever since. So
Great. Yeah, and so you have been doing this now full time for just over 6 months, right?
just over 6 months, and I like to say that the first three were a wash anyway. So it's been maybe just over 3 months of actually feeling like I'm running a business. So
Yeah. So you are a younger business, obviously, but doing some great things as we have talked about. But even being able to go back 6 months or a year, what would you wish that you knew at the very beginning before you even started all of this? Like, what's some advice you would give yourself?
I would have given myself probably the biggest advice. I would have been to talk to more people, because my business is a business to business, and I didn't know much about advertising and how to get clients and stuff like that, and I naively thought, I could just send out cold calls and emails and get people to work with me, which is not true. Is not even remotely close to being true. And if I'd spent more, I think just more time talking and getting to know the businesses that I wanted to work with, I would have saved myself a lot of hassle, especially in the first 3 months when I was going full time trying to figure out what I was doing. So,
Mhm. But I think that's such great advice to begin with, right? So many people kind of expect that they're gonna launch this thing and then they can, either just stay in their, like, little safety net of whatever, but having those conversations is so very important. So, as you are, like I said, you're 6 months in officially, but what are you looking forward to in the next 6 months or a year of your business as you're getting this thing, really up and running?
I think uh, I'm looking forward to the long term relationships that I'm starting to develop. So I've been working with a few of my clients now, actually going on my very first one signed on when I was part time last December. So, and they're still with me, which is awesome. And to be working with them for a year, and then just to be able to continue to develop those relationships with the existing clients I have, I think that is probably one of my favorite pieces of running my own business, is those longer term relationships that I am seeing starting to develop, and just being able to nurture them and Sure, it brings me more business, right, to nurture them, but I'm also making some great friends in the process and, some awesome connections in my community locally, as well as even kinda outside the community. I've met even, especially in the last month or 2, so many more people than I think I met in the last 10 years, being insulated in a small office at another job. So, uh, that's exciting to me is this the relational piece that it's coming up.
That's great. And so another thing, if you all are not already following Scott, Scott has made it a point to make a post a day on LinkedIn, or at least you had at one point. I always look forward to seeing your post. And I know this is like, I did not prep you for this question, but what has been one of your biggest takeaways of you as you've done that experiment of just like consistently sharing on LinkedIn?
Probably the biggest takeaway, um, is that it's hard. It's it's ha
Yeah.
it's hard, so it's a really good exercise in discipline, and, uh, just doing that simple thing over and over again, you start creating a habit, and it, leads you to, I think, help in multiple ways. It refines your message, like, what are you trying to get out to people? What do you wanna say? And then you have to, like, dig deep because if you try to do it every day, you have to you really can't just, like, I can't just sit down and just write it the morning of because I need to take some time, put some thought into it, or you're just gonna start repeating yourself every day, and then it turns into something nobody wants to read. So,
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you, Scott, so much for sharing. So, if anyone wants to learn a little bit more about your technical assistance or help with cybersecurity, where can they go to learn more about you and what you have to offer?
you can find me right on LinkedIn, Scott Ringkamp. I also have a website at scottringkamp.me. Very simple. I think I'm in the Covation Center's directory as well, so you can go on the Covation Center and find me there. And I'm also members of the Central PA and Williamsport Chamber. You can just look anywhere, and if you Google me, I'm the first result for my name, which is good.
Nice. Awesome. So if you're looking to connect with Scott, we will also drop links to everything he just listed, or at least a couple of the ones there. So Scott's LinkedIn will go along with this video. So definitely go connect with him and learn more about what Scott has to do. And if you're interested to learn more about what the Covation Center does and how we can support you in your business, check out the link that will go along with this video as well. But thank you so much for joining me today, Scott. It was so exciting to hear more about your journey with this business, and look forward to seeing all the amazing things you do in the coming year.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed the UnConference. And actually, just a quick aside, I went to the UnConference last year before I even had an LLC established. And I would consider that one of the starting points of everything where I first met local businesses. I was like, "Hey, this could be fun." So anyway, thank you,
That's
Stephanie.
awesome. No, of course. We're definitely gonna take credit for that too. Be like, we were a catalyst for Scott doing his own thing. No, I mean, you definitely did that all on your own, but we are so happy to provide a space to help you really bring that stuff to fruition. So thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you.